All right. Whoops. You didn't see anything. We are live. We're live again. And yeah, I've been drawing a bit more since we left off. So I did add. Well, I rearranged, first of all. I took and recolored these from a more, well, saturated pink to a more like greenish feel. Just because I didn't think that pinkish would fit that well, honestly. And I did color, well, this one's not finished yet, but I did color this this panel. So yeah, no, we'll just continue. And the goal for this stream is to wrap up this page, I guess. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh my gosh. I do find this keycard reader to be really fun looking though. I don't know. I guess it's just a tiny bit stupid designed. But it's fine. So we are gonna make him a bit more so, and add some more shadows. I want the character to pop a bit more against the background. And his tiny little haircut. Mm-hmm. Do think we're gonna make some highlights in this one. There's not really that much detail in this scene or panel or whatever you want to call it. So we do have that as an advantage, time-wise. Like so, and here comes the real neat part, which is gonna be the light. We do have the green and the red light. Red light is gonna be darker because it's not like lighting up. Green one is obviously gonna light up because he has pulled his keycard on it. So there's like that. And we're gonna make a bit more light shining on him. There we go. Right, the gate. Almost forgot about that. Kind of need a separate color for it. I'm instinctively thinking I'm more like gray-ish tone, and I think that's honestly gonna be our best choice here. Maybe a bit more darker green would also like enhance the metallic vibe, but primarily we're gonna focus on creating these like high contrasts. And of course, we do have our blend tool, which does help a lot with the sort of texture you'd see on like metal surfaces, aka these like polished sort of like vibe, I guess, instead of like whatever you call this wall being more like rich in textures that are messy, I suppose. I'll make this darker. Kerplop. And even more shadows, because we love shadows. I love shadows. I think they look neat. Really does add to the atmosphere of the place. And of course we're gonna have some highlights, thrown in some... Well, that line was misplaced, but it works honestly awesome with the metal, so I'm gonna keep it there. One of like mistakes turns into like success, I guess. One of those moments. Also, we're gonna add some even more contrast. That's sort of a problem that I like realize with a lot of my art. I don't go fully for these, well, as much contrast as I probably would need. That's just me in learning with my color stuff. I'm so used to like drawing black and white that I'm still not really adjust to like the idea of doing colors and stuff like that. It's perhaps like the last few years that I've actually like begun to use colors. I've been so used to like illustrations that are black and white. A lot of my former comics are also like that. So it's definitely like a bit of a challenge, but I feel like I've had some time to adjust. And honestly, some of the later artworks I feel pretty proud of. At least for like the time frame that I've been working with them. Those, add even more shininess to the keycard. And some more highlights. Kind of get that metal vibe. And while we're at it, we're also gonna add some more reddish tones or red orangey, as to get that almost rustic feel to it. Like this keycard reader has been staying here for like a year, and this building wasn't OSHA approved, which makes sense because it's appropriate inside. Lore wise, it makes sense. Like, yeah, that's just how it is. Oh no. Did my computer freeze? No. What is this? This is not good. No, my computer freeze. froze, whatever you call it. Might have to just right. There we go. I think I fixed it. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but I think it solved itself. Not quite sure. And we'll go a bit more dark in tones, like so. I have to do a bit more contrasty, but as for now, I think we're pretty good off. The character, though, we need some highlight on him, especially with those glasses. Oh, and the hair as well. Yeah, we're putting in some strong white light here. Almost want to do some here, but I want to be careful not to overdo it. But just a little bit of that, and honestly, it looks pretty good for a comic panel. I'm gonna go a bit more with the highlight. Whoa, that's a bit too much. A bit too strong. Gonna saturate that a bit, like so. While I do love to paint in like more stronger colors and high saturated like vibes, this comic is pretty gritty and I don't want to ruin the vibe. So we're going with a lot of gray tones here. Except for, well, a few shots are gonna be pretty unique, I'd say. But overall, it's pretty gray. That, and oh right, I almost forgot. I did have the idea of like making some safety like safety marks or whatever you call them, symbols. Might have to go back though and check, yes, because I want to draw this scene first, and so I get a like sense of how or where I'm gonna place these marks. Then I'll go back and add them here so they kind of like adds up with a bigger picture, just to have it make more sense. Either way, we're gonna add some more light, this time on another layer above the ink. It's gonna make it pop a bit more, and we're gonna add this green light, which is gonna bounce a bit on his keycard hand, like so. A bit more here, a bit more there. Right. And for, well, we don't need a flare. Maybe I'll add a flare later. I do have these lens flares. They're basically like stock photos, to be honest, or like pictures of cities that I elongate, whatever you call it, distort through a filter, so they kind of look like lens flares. But it's mostly like pre-used stuff. So overall, we're gonna add more light bouncing on the glasses. Maybe here as well, like a little touch up. Looks good. Gonna add some more shadows. That big. Maybe we'll just use this one actually. Like so. Yeah, work it through like so. And also we're gonna add, now that I think about it, some of these quote-unquote blood stains that are, well, I'd say they work more like dust or like wet spots, I guess. Whatever you want to call it. Add some more texture to it, to the whole like feeling of like so. And then we'll jump into, oh wait, I almost forgot, we gotta do some of that comic booky touch up, like so. The halftones. Overall, I'm not quite like sold on it. I might need some more highlights. Might be like this side of the character that feels a bit half done, a half-baked side. Maybe something like that. Yeah, I feel like that's better, to be honest. Then we'll move on to the next one, which will be this. And do I have... I should have like this scene that's, yeah, a few moments later, where I have the colors. So like, might have to just slightly make fit a bit into this particular scene because the lighting is different. Can't really like snatch the same colors. So something like that, and we're gonna have the walls, all the walls painted, a bit of that, and some of this side. We're gonna add some more shadows because this wall here is going down back into it. I'm gonna add some more of that, some more lighter tones. Oh hell yeah, now we're talking. As for the computer, I want to go with a more beige tone. I feel like that's almost, well, what you'd imagine when you think about a computer from the 80s. Like those beige old retro stuff. I am gonna add some text to it later because I want to have some lore. A good example would be like, let's see, what do I have for an example, like over here? This page? Yeah, this one. I do have a lot of lore on the display and some lore here and stuff like that. That's generally fun to look at if you're if you want to like go that extra mile and analyze the shit out of this. I want people to be able to do that because I find that Easter eggs like lore bits they're really fun to leave leave around. Adds a lot to the mystery feeling. Like so. Blur it a bit. That. And something like that. Right. Wanna go with a lighter tone, but also we're gonna add some that leather. I feel like this is, well, not really spot on. I do feel like it's good. A good, like, intensity of the colors. I'm gonna quickly look at this one, which does have the character here. Yeah, I might do a bit more saturated. Like, this is fine, since they're not, like, in the same area, so I mean, the light hits different, but yeah, no, actually, I'm gonna stay with this, and I'll just fix it later on if it does not work. But as for now, I think it's gonna be pretty good, pretty solid. We're also gonna add some more. Let's make the purple a bit more reddish in its tone. Have that, and also have the hair be more greenish white. That's because it's in a green room, and I feel like that would kind of reflect or like bounce back at him. Yes, like, you know how if it's in a blue room, it's gonna bounce back with a slight blue color deterioration or whatever you call it. Like so, and so, and so, and we're gonna just fill it all up. Like so, and there we go. Yeah. Oh, right, I almost forgot. This whole area, I was thinking about making it like a bright light. Like the character. Oh, yeah, now I remember. Yeah, the character's gonna be silhouetted a bit. So we'll have to make this like super bright. I should have sketched out like written stuff over it, like like insert bright light or something like that. Either way, not that big of a deal. As may be seen, it's pretty easy to like fix. Pretty easy to fix that stuff. There we go. Now we're gonna go with the darker colors. Gonna go even darker. Yeah, it's gonna be a strong silhouette. Like, even darker. There we go. That's a good start. And then I'll adjust it. Then we'll add the other light stuff. But as of now, that's good. So gonna add some light going under his arm. Same on the other side. I'm gonna use another brush because it's kind of hard to get. So something like that. And I see I removed too much, like so. That's better. And we're gonna use, let's say, the paint blender. Yeah, that's better than a normal blender. In this case, I want to keep that like texture to it, like so. And also, he did have some like camouflage patterns, and this is why I didn't want to go like too dark, because I still want like the camo patterns to kind of be visible. So we're gonna actually go like so. Now it's not like an official camo pattern, so I don't have to worry about being like too consistent. Sort of have to just mimic the style which has been drawn in, which is this kind of like snake-ish stripes. Snake-ish stripes. They're pretty solid. Like so, and yeah, no, that's pretty good. Alright, the doors as well. Gotta have some color in that. Damn, is it good to have coffee? Oh yeah, I want to add like a bit of a texture here as well, because the doors are supposed to open like up pretty quickly. Right, the idea was to, just because they are opening up pretty quickly, to have some sort of like sign that says like stay away from the doors or something like that. Some safety signs. Yeah, I feel like that would be kind of needed. Especially for like the material that's stored on the other side of this room, which is gonna be nuclear weapons or warheads. So I feel like might be a safety hazard there as well. Not that they are like assembling the stuff, but like in case stuff goes wrong, you kind of want to have like protective gears and stuff like that. Especially since these are like supposed to be this is supposed to be taking place in the 80s, and well, I imagine like nukes from, let's say, the 60s or 70s or something like that would well, you don't know really the risk of it at that time, I'd say. Personal opinion, though. I guess. Personal assumption is the word. Because I'm not, like, educated in this stuff. I'm just an artist. I make art. I make art and says unscripted stuff. Unhinged unscripted stuff. Something like that. And yeah. Add some more light to it. And that. Honestly, there's not like much detail in this image overall. It's fairly basic and it's... I'm not gonna say I'm almost sad that there's not that much detail, but like compared to the stuff that I did like before, this is not like a lot of tedious, super tedious work. I would give the example like one of the previous pictures wherever there are, or images, panels, whatever you call them, pages, like this one, having like all the detail, like that's tedious. This one also to some extent, but it's like heavy, a bunch of heavy inks, and this one just feels so simplified, I guess. I don't know. Might have been because I inked it on stream that I didn't put that much effort into it. I don't know. I'll just add some more of that, like quickly back to it. Yeah, kind of like that, I guess. And we're also gonna add some highlights. So we'll have, I feel like this green. Yeah, this green is nice. We're gonna go with it. This green, and what do we have here? Like, this is a more white. Yeah, like here. And obviously on the doors, we're gonna have this more. Maybe here as well. Here. Not there necessarily, but like. This, and there's streaks of light everywhere. Everywhere! Oh. That's this. Yeah. So like that, and like that. And of course we're gonna give him some highlights as well. I'm thinking, while we're at it, the ears specifically. Like, technically, I could just skip this part, but add like the pink-ish orange hue that you would see, like the light passing through the air. Like, I feel like that's pretty cool. Not normally something you like see perhaps in comic artwork, I guess. I'm actually not familiar with a bunch of the new standard stuff. But I feel like that would be like pretty cool. My point is that it's an extra step that I feel could improve it. So we're gonna go that extra step. So we're gonna switch up the brush to something like this. Like that. I'm not sure if it's like that's super big of a deal. But like for a single panel, I feel like that's an extra mile I'm definitely willing to make. Like so. I feel that improved it. I feel like that's good. We're also gonna make some highlights on this harness. Like there. And also for the walls. Yes, while we're at it as well, we're gonna add these stains. Man, I love the stains. Something about it is the texture of it, like, love it. Like so. I feel like that's good. Might do some more contrast on the doors. Yeah, and then we'll move into the light. We're gonna make everything dark. Including like this, maybe not that dark actually, that's a bit too much, but like, kinda like make it more so like, yeah, this is more better, like that. I'll just add like that and like these, and then we'll just make the complete opposite with the light coming from this. Like this is what's going to heaven. Oh yeah, also through the armpits. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking about. Like that. Maybe some coming from there. Actually, we're gonna have some green light coming from coming from here. Might have to do some green light on this computer as well, since I do intend for it to have a text on it. But that's for when I include the writing. Do we want a flare? I'll add that later as well, because I need to search up good flare that would fit this moment. Actually, I do believe we have one. Let's see if I don't have to search it up. I do have some here, like this one. Is it this? Yeah. Gonna snatch that part and gonna move into here. And that's not the right layer. That's not the right layer at all. It's over here. And we'll like add it here. Like I feel like this part would, yeah, there's the flare we're looking for. And we'll just, how would this look? Might be a bit over the top, to be honest. But this part, I feel like that's pretty solid. I do want to like almost have this orange tint to it, like going down, way down, but that could also be a bit overworky, I feel like. Like so. Gonna also delete the space outside, like here. Even more actually, like that. Even more. Like, whoa. Like, where would the line be? Like there. Just make a better blend of it. So, and I think that's pretty good actually. I'm going to merge these and then I'm gonna add it again. It's gonna be like so. Also, well, this is texture. I'm gonna finish that up, and we're gonna have like these white lines of like the keycard bleep. Also gonna have some here. Not sure if these up here are good enough. That might be good for now. Oh yeah, we're gonna add some more of these. Like, well, that's the one there. We're gonna add it to the. Let's add it to the light because it's technically highlights. Like that. And we're already done with the third panel. Let's move directly on to the next one, which is the last one on this page. So we actually might be done with this early. Then we'll move on to the next page because there's a lot of crap to do. Also, we are gonna save that real quick, close it down because I don't really need it. We are gonna use like the colors from this one because it's taking place chronologically before this. So we are gonna use this because it's this room, it's this hangar place thingy, even if the characters are themselves not at, well, the specific part, specific place or position. You get what I mean. Of the scene. Add some lighter blue. Just to work our way forward. Might actually add some more darkness up here. And work our way towards the light. Yeah, that's gonna be dark. I like that. I like that a lot. Like, I do enjoy visual storytelling that's really dark. Like, I feel like this is definitely what I'm going for. We are gonna keep the light here as well, though. Just to have some sort of light coming in from like the opposite side. Like maybe there's a hangar there, maybe that's the hangar opening that we see on this place, like as if they were looking at the opposite side, who knows. No real need to be specific, but like I want to make sort of make sense, you know. Like you can at least imagine where it would be, where they are looking. So we're gonna have some more green, because I do want these warheads to have that kind of militaristic greenish look. I do believe most warheads are also that kind of like darker green. That being said, I've only seen a few, and I believe it's the whatever it's called, on something on P, an American one. The black, yellow, red colors on it. Whatever it was called. I forget. I forgot. See, something like this. Where do we have? That's the steps, and we're gonna like snatch that little brownness to it. That's kind of to add to the general aesthetic, and we're gonna make the yellows, or the more orangey here, mostly because if you are aware of what's going on like outside this building at this moment, stuff's not that good, like at all. Like the light outside is, well, it is what it is. Whoa. And let's check out some, yeah, go. I do want to go with a bit lighter color. Like that. That's good to me. Let's see. Dun, dun. Yeah. Might have some text running alongside this. I feel like that would be pretty neat. I almost like forgot about this nuclear warhead over here because it's the page is so dark that it kind of like melts into the background. But something like this. Gee, believe time's moving fast. I wasn't aware of this. I've been like already streaming for like an hour. That's bonkers. Insane. I need to beat the clock. I need to draw even faster. There we go. And something like that. And some more light on this one as well. Gonna darken this out a bit to just kind of get that sense of the light being, well, I feel like this this rocket would like cover the other in a bit of a shadow, and I want to make that outline pretty like clear and distinct. Same with this one. Gonna add like that. I will be adding some more light, I guess. I don't want to make them shiny, but before we do that, the characters in front here, we're gonna get like the matching tones for them. And they're carrying like hazmat gear. Now it's pretty dark, so I can't go with like that super bright yellow feel, but I will work my way there to at least like, this is pretty bright. This is pretty good actually. So we'll like maintain that shadow, but like something like this in that color, or at least this direction of coloring. But like, yeah, hazmat people. This dude as well, gonna have him. I feel like him, we could add some more. Well, that's a bit maybe too much, but like this. Higher saturation than on them darker colors, like so. Here I feel like I'm pretty confident in going even brighter, because, well, he is closer to the light source, which is like the whole hangar gate thing. If we're gonna be like screen accurate, that would be a bit of a bluish hue to him, but I feel like I can add that with the light. But kind of right now I want to nail the, not necessarily the thematic part, but like the design part, if that makes sense. Like that's usually the other way around. You know, design gets skewed for the vibe or thematic feel of the place. But I just want to get these like sorted out first. Mostly because I don't really have like concept art of these guys. I did do some sketches on the train yesterday. But like overall I don't have like some pre-made sketches. They were kind of like designed on the spot, which is great, you know, for a comic. For a comic, they are probably gonna be like reappearing people in the comic as well. Like not for this scene, or maybe not this particular issue, but like they are, you know, handling nuclear weapons, and this whole story has such ties to like nuclear programs and stuff like that in its story that yeah, they're probably gonna make a return. Maybe then I'll like change up their something, I guess. There's still possibilities for that, of course. This is just like one iteration of them, I guess. But I want to stay fairly consistent, and I don't know, I feel like I kind of nailed what look I'm going for. I don't know if maybe I'll say something different in like a few years, if I ever get the chance to do another issue of this. But that's for future me to figure out. I kind of like this actually, because they're like a pretty neat sort of mix between the GP25 gas mask, the Soviet one, and the Bulgarian one. And I feel like it's not that like alien, I guess, because it feels like a pretty like natural feel. Can add some more shadow on that as well. Like that, I wasn't that I didn't know I was gonna like make this look pretty well in just a few minutes. That might just be me being not that sober right now, but like, yeah. There we go. And right, the highlights. Right. Even more stronger. Like that. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, I feel like that's gonna make it look so much better. Do I want to go with like a bluish hue underneath them, like kind of how you see oh, how I'm gonna explain this, like how you see like two different like colors, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, like that's just kind of how light like bounces off the streets, and like so you have like, let's say, one strong like light source in one direction that hits the face, and then you have like another, let's say, light source that's underneath him because like the light bounces off, and it, yeah, and these might be like two different colors. So if you have like the light from the sun, this might be like, let's say, orange, and when it bounces off like the streets, because the streets are dark or wet or whatever, it's gonna bounce up and create this like bluish hue. So yeah, that's the best way I can like describe it. I'm not an expert. Someone's probably gonna say in the comments like, oh yeah, that's not actually how it works, but yeah. let them educate me more in that case. But that's just how, from my understanding, how that works. Now how to recreate that might be a bit tricky. At least like right over here, since I did draw like I did kind of, well, not fuck it up, but like the inking is pretty strong like underneath there. It's much better like over here, like that. This is like what I'm talking about. So the light would like hit the floor and subsequently hit like over here. Same might actually be for this dude. So while the light source might be like there, alright, this is supposed to be like a radio. Right, it's sort of in a way. It's fine. But sort of something like that, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Hee. Let's see, something like that, and of course, something like that. I would also like to say the key card here is actually readable. So, and I've saved a QR code here as well, which I'll be using on, I'm not really sure, but I'm thinking I'm gonna add it to a computer. So there's that. Bum, bum. That's the idea, at least. And we'll just add some of these. Might do some highlights on the wires going up there. But overall, we're gonna focus on the few light sources in here. There, and also the eyes. Like they would also be reflective of the light source bouncing. So I'm gonna make them pretty light, like so. Yes, might do actually with a different brush just to get like the sharper edges to it. Same would be like the edges to this guy as well. Yeah, kind of to just get the highlights in. And sort of like that. And some highlights on this as well. Might do some lighter, like, there we go. Might be better actually. And I feel like we're getting somewhere. Still all of these like sort of cracks in the walls. Wanna have them highlighted a bit. Go some even lighter here. I should probably also go a bit lighter as like panels and stuff like that. So like squared panels. Going about like so. And we're gonna blend it up a bit. Like that. Gonna blend up even more. So, and now for the railing as well. I almost forgot about that. Gosh, it's so dark. I like that it's dark, but it's also a bit hard to see, like, the lines and whatnot. Need to actually do some more bluish tinted color here. If I really want to take a long time, I could do the floor as well, but yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. That's a bit too much time consuming. A bit too much for a comic, but like, we're up pretty good. is. Gonna hide that up a bit. Gonna add some more highlight to this part. Whoa. And some more of that, as well as work on these sort of like instrument thingies that are attached to the walls, as well as the cracks here. Oh, that's a bit too much. Too much there, and like that, and there, there, and there. Might do some like lines here going over, and some lines going over there. Just get the sense of like shadows from all of these. Sort of like that. Looks pretty solid, I'd say. And we're gonna obviously add some light source over here. If you like these. Then we're also gonna add like over here some of that. I think it's getting hit by the light there. Maybe some slide over here as well. Like it's not as defined. Gonna go back to this and snatch that blue light, and we're gonna have it be like over here. Just to not like lose our vibe of the place. That being said, I almost forgot like these places like behind here. Not super important stuff, but like I still want them in. Now I can like make them a bit more vague. Oh, that's wrong, but like that. And actually, where are I gonna have? Nah, I don't feel like that. Flare would be much suitable. Like that. There we go. And oh yeah, we're gonna add some more of that highlight actually. I want to have that color that's supposed to be on the other side like that actually. That works. That works. Mm-hmm. Something along those lines. Right over there. And yeah, maybe I want to do some more highlights. Now this almost feels like stage lights, and I love that. A bit theatrical, I guess. Maybe not entirely what I'm going off here, but you know, it's pretty good. Like so, I might do the underside a bit more darker. Like so. I feel like that's better. And now we just add some more highlights. Well, not highlights specifically, but like light source hitting the nukes, because that's gonna be our main focus, is gonna be the nukes. So these characters, I could blur them. I'm not gonna blur them because I feel like there's not really that much detail to mess up like the scene anyway. But my point is, they're not like the main focus, and they're not that important compared to like what this whole like scene is trying to tell. Also, we are gonna add some more detail because I love that. I love my highlights. I need my highlights like maybe not that like bright, but that bright. That's better. I feel like that's better. Also, we're gonna do the gas masks a bit more justice. Like that. Oh yeah, also gonna add some more like that. Oh yeah, this is actually a great opportunity for us to paint in Nyx. The well, not the goddess of darkness, but like the organization that's here. There we go. And we're gonna top this off with some stains. Like, this might actually be too big, but maybe like this. Yeah, that's actually a lot better. And of course, for the texture, we're gonna go with some bluish vibe to it. That actually might be a bit too much. I'm gonna go with some darker green. How does that compare? Like, that's actually kind of good. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. Might do some more bluish here tones. We are gonna smudge this out a bit, like that. There we go. I feel like that's our troops. Or well, that's our guys. Or bad guys. How long have I been streaming for so far? Like 1.5 hours. It's not that bad, but I do believe before I'm gonna go into the next the next page, I'm gonna take a little break, just to kind of relax my hands and stuff. Also, it gives me time to come up with whatever I'm gonna write here. Actually, that's way later. I need more time for that, but as of right now, this is... I'd say this is pretty good. I am gonna edit these a bit. I do feel like it could be... They could be a bit better. Not that convinced with them. They're gonna do like... Can I do it like this? That's actually better. And we're gonna also add text, so... Let's go with the bleep. I do like this bluer tone, but I'm gonna make it more green, and we're gonna add some edge to it. Make that to... Let's rasterize it as well, and let's move the letters a bit. would that look? Beep. Bleep. I feel like that's a pretty good sound. And yeah, to top it off, the swoosh. Let's have some edge to that as well. Like 3. Let's also bring the sketches up like here, so I see what the hell I was writing, so I don't have to like check my notes. This can actually get us inside. Let me just find the. Whoa, that's not the right one. Here it is. That should get us inside. Let's actually make that a bit bigger. It's easier to read. Could also make it like so. We don't have to change the shape too much. Like so. And that, I guess. And oh yeah, he does have the exclamation mark. I do want to add that as well. Is it this one? Yeah, typically it's this one. And we'll make our own exclamation mark, along with, of course, this one. Do believe we should have. No, that's a rectangle. Huh? Now we'll just make it red because it's a real hum. And let's add the balloon here. Not in a red color. And we're gonna add italic and bold. And we are gonna size it up a lot. We're gonna edit this. Well, not that. First. There we go. And let's see, where do I have his speech bubble? It's like somewhere there. Gosh, he does like speak like maybe one or twice. Let's see, there's the color. One of the few times he actually speaks in this comic, because it's all like narrated from the POV of the villain. We're gonna have this as well because it's a long text. It's a long text. Let's put it a nuclear storage facility. I thought this was an FOB. Let's just size it up. Totally to this. Whoa. Maybe we'll just make it a bit smaller. And we're gonna make the filling color be this. Did I have any more texts? No, there's no real other text, huh? Really like that as well. Actually gonna make this a bit smaller. Oh yeah, we could edit it. It was this one. Like that. Wait. There we go. Uh-huh. I feel like that's better. Right. So that's gonna be it, really, for this page. Next page will be this one. But I'm also thinking I might do that at a later time. Yeah, I might just take a break. Maybe I'll get some sleep as well, actually, before I get to work on it. Might cut this stream short, and I'll get to the inking part later. But yeah, I kind of feel proud of this work. Like, yeah. And then we're over here, and after we've wrapped that up, we can finally do some progress on not just the filler stuff. Well, it's not technically filler, it's like this stage in betweens. The getting stuff from point A to point B. It's still like, it still has like stuff to it. I wouldn't call this like useless, because it's still like a good story plot, but in a broad sense, I guess you could call it like filler, because you don't perhaps need all of this information that are like arming the golems at this place. It does add some clarity to the story, and that's mostly why I included it, because otherwise it's a bit too messy. Or, well, not just messy, like there's not that much information that's clear enough for you to like establish a clear narrative. Otherwise you'll have to like go and super analyze stuff to actually get like what's going on in story, and I don't want that stuff. At least not for the broad story. I intend it to be pretty clear. And so I did add these like extra pages. But whenever we're done with that, we can actually go to like what's essentially being told. The characters are going to the I call this Serversteuerung, whatever, German. But also this scene, while we're at it, like this particular scene, I don't know if you can actually see my cursor because it's so like tiny, but this is like a specific scene that I kind of thought about when I redrew some pages back, like here, like the camera is here, so like, well, so this whole POV is kind of the POV of the camera that's up here, because it's gonna be the same place. I've renamed this to the relay center because that's, well, more accurate, I guess. But it's the same place essentially. So there's that, and then we have actually like stuff. This is directly taken from the animation, which I'm basing this story on. The animation I did like back in school. It's super shit, but yeah. Well, we're almost there. Like two more pages, and then we can get to the actually like what I've already established to the story, which is these two scenes here, and then we have like halfway of the story. The climax is like right after this. But yeah, maybe I'll do that tomorrow, and I'll wrap it up here. So yeah, I'll call it a day. Thanks anyone who's been watching this. Don't forget that there are now links in the description to my Discord server. So if you want to like get updated whenever I do stream, that's the place. And